Welcome to the Deep Dive.
Oh,
This is where we grab a whole stack of really interesting sources and pull out the absolute best bits, the key takeaways just for you.
yeah, really digging in.
Exactly. And today, well, we're tackling a concept that honestly promises some massive results, but from actions that seem surprisingly small. We're going deep into James Clear's book, Atomic Habits. You've probably heard of it. It's basically become this blueprint for building powerful systems that can really lead to life-altering results.
It's huge, yeah.
And the core idea, the thing we really want to unpack for you today, is this quote: "You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems."
That one really sticks with you.
It does. It's powerful. It suggests that, instead of getting fixated on these huge, often overwhelming changes, the real secret is actually in the tiny, consistent improvements.
Those little steps.
Yeah, those little steps. Okay, so let's get into it. First off, that title, Atomic Habits. I think when people hear atomic, they immediately think small or tiny.
Right, that's the immediate reaction.
Yeah, but there's more to it, isn't there? Claire's meaning is deeper.
Absolutely. He's definitely talking about small, yes, but also atomic in the sense of being fundamental. Like an atom is the basic building block.
Ah, okay. Like foundational.
Exactly. Foundational, a core unit, but also incredibly powerful. Think about it. An atom is minuscule, right? But it's the source of enormous energy.
That's a great analogy.
And that's how he sees habits. They might seem insignificant day to day, just tiny little actions, but they're actually the fundamental components of, well, who you are and the results you get. They're the bedrock. And what's really fascinating, I think, is how he explains the power of these atomic changes. He uses the concept of compounding.
Right, like compound interest, but for habits.
Precisely. He points out that getting just 1% better each day, it doesn't sound like much, does it?
No, it seems tiny.
But it compounds. Over a year, that 1% daily improvement doesn't just add up, it multiplies. You end up something like 37 times better.
Wow, 37 times. That's actually kind of hard to believe.
It is counterintuitive, but it shows that it's not about these massive, dramatic transformations we sometimes aim for.
Yeah, the overnight success myth.
Exactly. It's about these tiny, almost invisible shifts in behavior, but done consistently, regularly. That's what leads to the really monumental results over time.
That compounding effect
Yeah.
it's genuinely mind-blowing when you really think about it. Okay, so if we want to leverage these tiny shifts, we need to understand how habits actually work, like the mechanics behind them. And Clear breaks this down really clearly into a four-step habit loop. It seems foundational to his whole approach.
It absolutely is. It's the backbone. And like you said, many of us think we know how habits work, but this framework really clarifies it.
So what are the steps?
Okay, so it starts with the cue. Step 1. This is the trigger. It's the bit of information that predicts a reward is coming.
Like a signal.
Yeah, exactly, a signal. And often it's something subtle in your environment. You might not even consciously notice it. The key here isn't just setting reminders, although that helps.
Yeah.
It's becoming really aware of the cues that are already triggering your current habits, both the good ones and the bad ones.
Awareness first.
Then step 2 is the craving. This is the motivation, the desire for a change in how you feel, basically. That's what drives the habit.
So it's not the habit itself you crave, but the feeling.
Exactly. You don't crave smoking a cigarette. You crave the feeling of relief it provides. So for building good habits, you want to associate really positive feelings with them.
Make the idea of it feel good.
Spot on. Then comes step 3, the response. This is the actual habit, the action you take.
Doing
the thing. And Clear's big emphasis here is make it easy. Like ridiculously easy. Remove friction.
Don't make it hard work.
No. And finally, step 4 is the reward. This is the payoff. It's what satisfies the craving. Your brain gets this little hit, and that reinforces the whole loop. It tells your brain, hey, remember this, do it again. And crucially, the reward needs to feel immediate, or at least connected quickly to the action.
Cue, craving, response, reward. Okay? That breakdown, it makes a lot of sense. It almost sounds simple when you lay it out like that.
It does, but the power is in applying it consciously.
Right. And I think seeing it with an example helps. Clear uses one, doesn't he? Like waking up.
Yeah, a really relatable one. Imagine your alarm clock rings. That's the cue.
Okay.
Your brain might then start to desire feeling energized, ready for the day. That's the craving.
Right, that feeling.
Your response. Maybe you get up and go for a short walk.
Okay, the action.
And the reward. You feel fresh, awake, active. You satisfied the craving for energy.
And your brain goes, uh-huh, that worked.
Exactly. And the loop is complete, ready to run again tomorrow. It's this cycle that's constantly running in the background for all our behaviors, good and bad.
Okay, this is where, for me, it gets really practical. Because Clear doesn't just stop at explaining the loop. He gives us, like, an actual blueprint for changing things.
The 4 laws.
Yes. The 4 laws of behavior change. These are like the golden rules, right? For building the habits you want, and importantly, breaking the ones you don't.
And they map directly onto that loop. Each law targets one step.
So the first one is make it obvious. This relates to the cue, yeah.
Exactly. It's about making the cues for your good habits really visible and, well, obvious.
Like putting your gym clothes out the night before.
Perfect example.
Right.
Or placing your vitamins right next to your coffee maker. You're designing your environment so the cue is unavoidable.
But what often surprises me about this is how much it downplays willpower. It's more about setup.
It really is. It's about engineering your surroundings. And the flip side for breaking bad habits is just as crucial. Make it invisible.
Hide the triggers.
Hide them or remove them entirely. If you want to, say, eat less junk food, don't keep it on the counter. Put it away. Or better yet, don't buy it. Out of sight, out of mind really works here. Simple, but probably really effective. Okay, so that handles the cue. But what about when the cue is there, we know we should do something, but we just don't feel like it, that lack of motivation?
Ah, yes. That brings us to the second law. Make it attractive. This targets the craving part of the loop.
How do you make, say, exercising attractive if you don't naturally enjoy it?
This is where Clear talks about temptation bundling. It's a neat trick.
Okay.
You pair an action you want to do with an action you need to do. So maybe you only allow yourself to watch your favorite Netflix show while you're on the exercise bike.
Ah, so you link the reward of the show to the effort of the exercise.
Exactly. It makes the necessary habit more appealing because it's associated with something you genuinely look forward to.
Clever. And for breaking bad habits, make it unattractive.
You got it. Make it unattractive. You need to frame the consequences in a way that outweighs any perceived pleasure. Maybe you visualize the negative health effects vividly, or you focus on the social disapproval associated with the habit. You're essentially trying to decrease the craving, shift the feeling associated with it. Makes sense. Okay, Law 3.
Law 3 tackles the response, the action itself, and it's simple. Make it easy.
Reduce the friction.
Radically reduce the friction. We often fail because we make things too hard, especially at the start. If you want to read more, don't just say, I'll read more. Decide to read 1 page tonight. Keep the book on your pillow. Make the first step incredibly easy.
Lower the barrier to entry.
Massively. And for bad habits, the inverse. Make it difficult.
Increase the friction.
Yes. Add steps. Make it inconvenient. If you spend too much time scrolling social media on your phone,
LT?
well, maybe delete the apps. Force yourself to log in through a web browser each time. Just adding that little bit of effort can sometimes be enough to break the automatic pattern.
That's a good one. Okay, last law, number 4.
The 4th law targets the reward phase. Make it satisfying.
Give yourself that payoff.
Immediately, if possible. Our brains love immediate gratification. So when you complete a good habit, find a way to feel successful right away.
Like what? A literal reward.
It could be small. Maybe just tracking your habit on a calendar and seeing the streak grow, that visual progress is satisfying, or a simple mental, yes, nailed it. Or even a small, tangible reward, if that works for you. The key is that feeling of satisfaction.
Reinforce the win.
Exactly. Now, for breaking bad habits, the inverse is perhaps less pleasant but effective. Make it unsatisfying.
Add some pain.
Essentially, yes. Introduce an immediate cost or penalty for engaging in the bad habit. Maybe you have an accountability partner, and if you skip a workout, you owe them $10.
Ouch.
Or you could use something like a commitment contract. The immediate negative consequence helps your brain associate the bad habit with unpleasantness, weakening the loop.
Wow, okay. Obvious, attractive, easy, satisfying, and the opposites for breaking habits. That's a really solid framework.
It really is. It covers the whole cycle of behavior.
Okay.
But Clear goes even deeper than just the mechanics of these laws, which is, I think, what makes the book so powerful. He introduces this idea of identity-based habits.
Identity-based, what does that mean exactly?
It means shifting your focus. Instead of thinking, I want to achieve X goal, like I want to lose 20 pounds, you focus on, who do I want to become?
Okay.
So instead of, I want to run a marathon, the identity is, I am a runner.
So you adopt the identity first.
You focus on becoming that type of person. The idea is that your actions, your habits, should then flow from that identity. They become evidence for that identity.
So every run I take isn't just about training, it's proving to myself I am a runner.
Exactly. You're casting a vote for the type of person you wish to become with every action you take. That's a direct quote from him, actually. Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become.
Wow.
And he argues that this is where real lasting change comes from. It's not just changing your actions, it's changing your beliefs about yourself. It's identity change. Your habits become the proof of who you are.
That feels like a much deeper level of change, focusing on who instead of just what.
It is. It reframes everything.
But let's be real here. That kind of change, especially building a new identity, it doesn't happen overnight. And that's where people often stumble, right?
Definitely.
You start doing the habits, you're casting those votes, but you don't see the results immediately. The scale doesn't move, you don't feel like a runner yet. It's discouraging.
This is exactly what Clear calls the valley of disappointment.
Valley of disappointment. Sounds about right.
It's that frustrating gap between the effort you're putting in and the visible results you're expecting. And yeah, this is where so many people give up. They think, this isn't working.
So what's the insight here? How do we push through that valley?
This is where Clear introduces another really important concept, the plateau of latent potential.
Plateau of latent potential. Okay, unpack that.
It means that even when you don't see the results on the surface, you are still making progress underneath. The potential is building up. It's just latent, hidden for now.
Like things are happening behind the scenes.
Exactly. He uses the analogy of melting ice. Imagine the temperature is rising from, say, 25 degrees Fahrenheit up to 31 degrees.
Okay, still below freezing.
Right. So you're putting in energy, raising the temperature, but the ice looks exactly the same. Nothing seems to be happening.
Yeah.
Then it hits 32 degrees, just one more degree, and suddenly the ice starts to melt. All that stored potential is released.
I see. So the progress was accumulating the whole time. It just wasn't visible until that tipping point.
Precisely. That period before the breakthrough, that's the plateau of latent potential. Growth is often slow, nonlinear, almost invisible at first, and then whoosh, it compounds and breaks through.
That's actually really encouraging.
It is. The message is crystal clear. Keep going. Trust the process. Consistency is absolutely paramount, much more important than being perfect. The effort you're putting in is accumulating, even when you can't see it yet. Don't quit before the breakthrough.
That ice analogy really hits home. I think we've all felt that frustration of pushing and pushing and feeling stuck right before things finally click. So, thinking about someone listening right now, maybe they're in that valley. They're trying, but the results feel elusive. What are the key practical takeaways we can distill from all this? What can you, listening, start doing differently? Well, first, and this comes up again and again, it's environment over willpower.
Big one.
Yeah. Clear makes such a strong case that our surroundings shape our behavior way more than we like to admit. So design your space. Make the good habits the easy, obvious choice.
Set yourself up for success.
Exactly. Put the healthy snacks where you can see them, hide the junk food, move your phone charger out of the bedroom if you scroll too much at night. Be proactive with your environment. Don't just rely on gritting your teeth.
Less friction for the good, more friction for the bad.
Spot on.
Yeah.
Second big takeaway. Consistency over perfection. We just talked about this with the plateau.
Crucial.
It's not about nailing it perfectly every single time. It's about showing up. Even if it's just for 2 minutes, even if it's a bad workout, that tiny imperfect action is still a vote for your identity. It keeps the momentum going.
Showing up is the win.
Totally. Don't let perfect be the enemy of good, or even the enemy of just okay but done. And finally, there's a really practical technique he offers called habit stacking. Seems super useful.
Oh yeah, very actionable.
The idea is you link a new habit you want to build onto an existing habit you already do automatically without thinking.
Leverage your current routines.
Right. So the formula is basically, after I current habit, I will meet new habit.
Simple but effective.
So it could be, after I pour my morning cup of coffee, I will meditate for 1 minute. Or after I take off my work shoes, I will immediately change into my workout clothes.
Or after I brush my teeth, I will floss one tooth.
Haha, yes. Even that small. It just hooks the new behavior onto something solid that's already there. It's brilliant because it removes the when and where decision fatigue.
Takes the thinking out of it.
Yeah. And really, this whole approach, this deep dive into atomic habits, it's relevant for, well, pretty much anyone who wants to make a change stick, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. Students needing discipline, professionals wanting consistency, anyone looking to tweak routines, build better habits, or even shift their mindset permanently.
It just gives you this clear path showing how to fundamentally reset things, one tiny, powerful step at a time. Which really brings us back full circle, doesn't it, to that main theme.
Hmm.
Atomic Habits isn't just, a collection of tips. It feels more like a genuine blueprint.
Yeah, a blueprint for building the life you actually want, piece by piece, habit by habit.
One small action at a time.
And it's worth repeating that core message because it's so fundamental. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Success isn't really about those huge, dramatic transformations we dream about. It's actually the natural outcome, the product of your consistent daily habits, your system.
It's humbling, but also really empowering, I find.
It is. And
Yeah.
the value of Clear's work, I think, is that it's practical, it's backed by science, and it's genuinely motivating because it shows why these small changes actually lead to those big results eventually.
It connects the dots.
It really does.
So maybe a final thought for everyone listening. As you go about your day today, think about that identity you aspire to. Who is that person you want to become? And then ask yourself, what's one small, tiny, maybe even ridiculously easy action you could take starting right now, today, that would cast just one single vote for becoming that person?
Just one or...
Just one. Think about it. What could that be?